Hey everybody and welcome back. To recap, remember that there are four types of transformations: translation, reflection, rotation, and dilation. Today we will specifically be talking about reflection. Recall the definition of reflection as flipping an object over a line. When you do a reflection, you are creating a mirror image. Recall this example from the Identifying Transformations video. We will get into the details of how to do a reflection in just a minute, but for the purposes of this example, just know that this is a reflection over the x-axis. Let's go ahead and look at our notes for this lesson. These notes can be found on Google Classroom under the link that says Reflection Notes PDF. I would suggest printing this out before continuing any further. So as we discussed, a reflection creates a mirror image. When you do a reflection, you have to have a line to reflect across. This line will go down the middle of the two resulting figures, and this line is called the line of reflection. There can be many lines of reflection, but we will only concentrate on a few different types. The ones that we will focus on is reflecting over the x-axis, the y-axis, the diagonal line y equals x, the diagonal line y equals negative x, and then any vertical or horizontal line. So let's first talk about the x and y axis. As you can see on the screen, the x-axis and the y-axis are highlighted in purple. The x-axis will go left to right, and the y-axis will go up and down. Looking at the diagonal lines y equals x and y equals negative x, you will see that for y equals x, this line has a positive slope, so from left to right, it will go up. The line y equals negative x has a negative slope, and from left to right will go down. The main thing to remember when looking at the lines y equals x and y equals negative x is which one goes up left to right and which one goes down left to right. Also remember that each line has a slope of 1 or negative 1. So when you graph the line, it should go perfectly diagonal through the boxes. Now let's talk about any vertical line or any horizontal line. For any vertical line, you are going to have x equals a number. This number can be positive or negative. To locate where this line will be, you will go on the x-axis to that value and draw a vertical line through that point. For any horizontal line, you are going to have y equals a number. Again, this number can be positive or negative. To locate where this line will be, you will go on the y-axis to that value and you will draw a line horizontally through that point. So now let's talk about some strategies for doing reflections. The first strategy that I would recommend is to count boxes. We will look at how to do this in just a minute. The other option is to use the rules provided to you here in this box. The rule for a reflection over the x-axis is if you start with the normal point x comma y, you are going to change it to the point x comma, and then we see a negative y. The negative does not mean just make it negative. The negative means make it opposite. So for the rule for the reflection over the x-axis, what you are going to do is you are just going to simply switch the sign of the y value. For a reflection over the y-axis, you will see it says to take the point x comma y and change it to negative or opposite x comma y, which means we're going to switch the sign of the x value. For the reflection over y equals x, you will see that you are taking your point x comma y and you are changing it to y comma x. So all that is happening is that you are switching the order of x and y. For a reflection over the line y equals negative x, you are taking the point x comma y, and notice that x and y are still switched, but you also see a negative in front of both x and y. So you are switching the sign of x and y, but you are also switching the order of x and y. Yeah, let's go ahead and look at some examples. On the first example, it wants us to do a reflection across the x-axis. So the first thing that you'll want to do is you'll want to locate the line of reflection, which in this case is the x-axis. So let's go ahead and highlight that. So this is our line of reflection. This is the line we will be flipping the triangle FGH over. Remember, we are creating a mirror image. It should be the same thing on the top of this line as it is on the bottom, just flipped over. So there are two strategies for doing a reflection. The first strategy is to count boxes. The second strategy is to use the rule. In this case, the rule for the reflection across the x-axis is x comma y changes to x comma negative or opposite y. So what that means is we just need to change the sign of the y value in each point. So I'm going to demonstrate both strategies. That way you can see them both done. You can pick whichever strategy you like and do it that way. So let's start with counting boxes. So we'll start with point F. From point F down to the line, it is 2 units. Count down from F, 1, 2, and then you hit the line. So what you will do is you will continue down 2 more units. 1, 2. And this will be the location of your new point F, F prime. Repeat this process with point G. From point G to get down to where the line is located, we have to count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to continue counting down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is where our new point G, G prime, is located. Finally, point H. From point H to the line is down 1, 2 units. So we are going to go down on the other side of the line 2 units. 1, 2. Once you have reflected all of your points for your shape, you're going to connect the points, and that will give you your final resulting shape. So remember, that's one of the strategies. The other strategy is to use the rule. I'm going to show you how to apply the rule, and you will see that the points that you get are the points that we already did by counting the boxes. Remember, both methods work. It's just whichever one you want to do. So to do the rule, we're going to first list out points F, G, and H. Point F, the original point F, is the point -2, 2. Point G is the point -1, 5. And point H is the point -4, 2. Now remember, to apply the rule, we just need to change the sign of the y value. So point F will change to -2, -2. Point G will change to -1, -5. And finally, point H will change to -4, -2. And if you go on your graph and go to the points -2, -2, -1, -5, and -4, -2, you will see that they are in the same position as the F prime, G prime, and H prime that we already graphed. This just demonstrates that counting the boxes or using the rule both work. Let's look at the second example. The second one wants us to do a reflection across the y-axis. So the first thing we want to do is we want to locate the y-axis, our line of reflection. Remember, you can do either method, counting boxes or using the rule. We'll first start by counting boxes. So let's start with point A. Point A, to get to the line, is we have to go left 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to continue on the other side of the line in the same direction, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this will give you your new point A prime. Repeat this for point B. From point B to the line is 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the left. So you'll go on the other side of the line in the same direction, 4 units to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. This gives us our new point B, B prime. Now notice for points C and D are on the line of reflection. They're on the y-axis. So, because they're on the line of reflection, this means that they are 0 units from the line. So we will go in the Other direction, 0 units, which doesn't really make sense because we're not moving anywhere because it's 0. So what we'll do for points C and D is we will actually stay on the line. Connect your points and you will have your resulting shape. Notice that this is a mirror image of the original figure. So that's the first strategy, counting boxes. Remember, we can also apply the rule. The rule for reflection across the y-axis is x comma y changes to negative or opposite x comma y, which just means all we have to do is change the value of the x part of the coordinate. So let's go ahead and list out A, B, C, and D. So point A is the point 4, 3. Point B is the point 4, 5. Point C is the point 0, 5. And point D is the point 0, 2. So to apply the rule, we just need to change the sign, make the sign opposite for the x value of each coordinate. So A is going to change to negative 4, 3. B is going to change to negative 4, 5. C, change the sign of the x value. Our x value is 0, so it will just stay 0. And then same thing for D, our x value is 0, so it will just stay 0. Notice, just like when we counted boxes, points C and D stayed the same since their x value was 0. Looking at all of these points, you will see they are located where we have already graphed it from the counting boxes strategy. If you do it using the rule, you will have to go back and plot these points once you get them. If you count the boxes, as you count them, you're already plotting your points, so keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and look at example number 3. Example number 3 is a reflection across the line y equals x. So let's go ahead and locate that line on our graph. Remember, the line y equals x is a diagonal line with a positive 1 slope. So for this, it will go diagonally through the boxes, and from left to right, it will be going up. So let's start with point Q. From point Q to the line, we are going to have to move diagonally. So we have to go 1 box diagonally, 2 boxes diagonally, and then a half box diagonally. So we are going diagonally 2.5 boxes. So you're going to continue 2.5 boxes on the other side of the line going in the same direction, and this will give you your new point Q. Let's go ahead and go to R. So to the line R is just 2 units diagonally. So you will continue on the other side of the line 2 units diagonally. There's the new point R. Let's go to point P. P is going to be diagonally 1, 2, 3. So we'll keep going on the other side of the line 1, 2, 3. Remember, we're moving diagonally, so you need to continue moving diagonally. All right, then finally point S. We have 1 unit diagonally, 2 units diagonally, and 3. So we're going to continue on the other side 1, 2, 3. So that gives us our new point S. The final step is to connect these 4 points. And you should be able to see that this is a mirror image over the line y equals x. Counting boxes diagonally is a bit trickier than when we go left or right and up or down. So remember, you can always use the rule. The rule for the reflection across the line y equals x is x comma y changes to y comma x. All that means we need to do is we need to switch the order of x and y. So let's go ahead and look and see how this would look by using the rule. So let's go ahead and get our points for our original QRPS to see what the value of the coordinates are for the new QRP and S, the primes. So point Q is the point 5, 0. Point R is the point 4, 0. Point P is the point 5, negative 1. And the point S is the point 2, negative 4. So remember, our rule says that we just have to switch the order of these. So the new Q would be 0, 5. If you go locate the point 0, 5, you will see it is where the new Q has already been plotted. The new point R will be the point 0, 4. The new point P will be the point -1, 5. And finally, the new point S will be the point -4, 2. Again, if you go locate all of these points on the graph, you will see that by counting boxes, we also found the location of these. Remember, you do not have to do both methods. You can pick whichever method you like. Looking at example number 4, this is a reflection across the line y equals -x. The slope of this line is a -1. This will be a diagonal line. So remember, when we have the line y equals -x, from left to right, it is going to be going down, and it does go diagonally through the boxes. So what I want to do on this one is I actually want to do the rule first, just so you can see how it would look to actually do the rule and plot the points. So the rule for reflection across y equals -x is x comma y changes to negative or opposite y, comma, negative or opposite x. So we have to switch the sign of x and y and switch the order. So let's go ahead and get the values for our 3 points. Point F is the point -4, 1. Point G is the point -3, 4. And point H is the point -2, 3. So again, we need to switch the sign and switch the order. So for F, if we switch the sign of x and y, -4, 1 would be 4, -1. But we also have to switch the order. So it is going to become -1, 4. Point G is the point -3, 4. So if we switch the signs, it'll be 3, -4. And then switch the order, it'll be -4, 3. Point H is -2, 3. If we switch the signs, it'll become 2, -3. And then switch the order, it'll become -3, 2. So to do the reflection, we do have to graph these. So let's go ahead and plot these points to see how this reflection would look. So for point F prime, I'm going to go to -1, 4. For point G prime, I'm going to go to -4, 3. And for H prime, I'm going to go to -3, 2. Once you have your points plotted, like always, connect them to form your resulting shape. You should see that your figure is a mirror image over the line y equals -x. You can verify that the rule worked by counting boxes and seeing that all of the points are the same distance on each side of the line. Let's go ahead and look at number 5. Number 5 is a reflection across the line x equals 2. To locate this line, we need to go on the x-axis, which is the one that moves left to right. We need to go to the value of 2. So that will be here. Now recall that a line that is x equals is vertical. So from the value 2 on the x-axis, you will make a line vertically from that point. Now remember that there are no rules for a reflection across an x equals or a y equals line, so you will have to count boxes here. So let's start with point Q. Point Q, if we go to the line, is 1, 2 to the right. So we will go on the other side of the line, 1, 2 to the right. That will give us our new Q, Q prime. Let's go to point P. P, we have to move 1 unit to the right, so we will go on the other side of the line 1 unit to the right. This will give us our new point P, P prime. Let's go to S. Now S is on the right side of the line, so to get to the line we have to move 1 unit to the left. So we will continue on the other side of the line 1 unit to the left. The key is that every side of the line that your point is on, you go on the opposite side of that line. And let's finish with point R. So from point R to the line is 1, 2 units to the left. So we'll continue 1, 2 units to the left. That'll give us our new point R. As always, connect your points. And this will give you your resulting shape. Hopefully you can see that this is a mirror image over the line x equals 2. Let's look at the final example, a reflection across the line y equals -1. As always, we want to first locate the position of the line y equals -1. So we are going to go on the y-axis to -1, that is here, and a y equals a number line is horizontal. So we are going to go horizontally at the value of y equals -1. Now we are going to count boxes. There is no rule for this type of reflection, so you do have to count boxes. So let's start with point L. So L to the line, we have to go up 1, 2, 3. So you will continue on the other side of the line 1, 2, 3. This will give you your new point L, L prime. Let's go to J. For J, you also have to go up 1, 2, 3. So you will continue up above the line 1, 2, 3. And then finally K. K is on the line. So remember that's 0 units from the line. So it is just going to stay 0 units from the line, which is just going to stay on top of the line. Connect your points and you have your resulting figure, and notice it is a mirror image over the line y equals -1. Thanks for watching this lesson. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask me. You are now going to complete the reflections homework assignment on Edulastic.